Welcome back to another episode of the Career Corner with my main man who works in the tourism field, who's going to be unpacking a lot of things for us. But before he does that, can I let my main man to introduce himself? Sir, can you please introduce yourself to the camera and to the viewers and tell us what you do for a living?
Fantastic. Okay, my name is Kennedy Welani Tembo. I own a company called Micro Adventure Tours. And that is based on my passions, and what I tell people is that in my company, that's where my passions actually collide.
Okay, cool. Please tell us what does your company do?
Okay, so my company, I offer the adventure tours. I started in 2017. So I'm passionate about Josie and passionate about keeping fit. I'm passionate about people. I'm passionate about history. So all those they actually meet there. So what I do is I take people around in Josie cycling, and just telling them about the history of Josie and and the gems that this city has. And also I do the hikes. Because I love mountains, and then I take people for the hikes, and that's much more of what I actually do, more or less.
Okay. So basically you have like a tourism company.
That's it.
You're trying to be humble. I want you to say, no, I have a tourism company. Humble and trying to sugar. No, you have a tourism company. On Facebook, you need to check it out, but continue, sir.
Yes, so it is my company, which I started in 2017. So what had happened was before that I was in IT. I worked in IT for about 19 years or so. But that was not actually fulfilling for me. It wasn't really giving me the rewards that I was actually looking for. But so I looked in myself and actually found my passions. And 2017, that's when I actually registered the company and I just started a tour.
Okay, so let's just backtrack a little bit. So you said you were doing IT for 19 years. Okay, cool. That's great. Now let's get to this tourism thing you're talking about. So now, how does one go about in saying, okay, cool, I want to make because a thing basically where I come from, there's a thing called township tourism, promoting townships. Like for instance, not so in KZN. Like for instance, we have places like Max's Lifestyle. We have places like Elokunje, where Mandela first voted. All those places are basically in Enand. Basically, all those places are in the township. So I say I'm a kid right now. I just finished matric. I'm really interested in pursuing a career in township in tourism. How do I go about doing that? Because it's not one of those things that you can just wake up and say, I'm going to do this now. You have to have sort of a plan. Just take us to your backstory on how you got to where you are today.
Okay, fantastic. So for me, I didn't know that I have it in me to have the tourism company. I started in IT, and my career changed all of a sudden. Changed in 2017. So what happened was I believe in starting where I am and the passions that one has. So most of the times we look at having this grand idea, coming up with a business plan and going to the bank to apply for the loan and. But most of the time we forget that the things are just around us, so we can use what we are passionate about. We can use the township where we are growing up and share the stories with other people and just package that and sell it to the market. So what happened for me was I was like, Kennedy, what can I do? I had 2 failed businesses. I was in food and I was in transport. All failed dismally because there was no any passion in that, right? So then it took 2016 when I started blogging about my experiences, travel. I loved traveling. I loved just going to the mountains all by myself. And then 2017, I had these students from the Netherlands who wanted to be taken around Josie and in Soweto, Cradle of Humankind. So I took them. And they said, Kennedy, check this out. You're actually a good host. So why don't you start something in this line of the industry in tourism? I'm like, oh yeah, I think so. So that was my aha moment. That was one of the aha moments. So the first one was when I started blogging, and I had a good following. And then the second one was these students. And I said, I'm going to go for it. But now the problem was, how do I cost what I'm passionate about? The things that I do, they are actually part of me. How do I charge someone to say, come with me on an experience and pay me money? So that was the challenge that I actually had, but I managed to come up with the costing, and people they are paying for the experiences with me. So yeah. But what I have to actually to say is that when one wants actually to get started, you have to look into yourself and what you are passionate about. And if you know that in your area you're actually passionate about telling people the stories, if you're a good storyteller, and if you know your area quite very well, then definitely actually get into that, and tourism is going to actually be for you.
Okay, because I saw your Facebook page, Adventure Tours. Please say for me if I'm not mistaken. What is your Facebook page?
Micro Adventure Tours. Yes.
I saw the pictures posting there. I was like, yo, this guy's been working, man. Like, you make me when I say actually when I explore Josie now, because the things I saw there, it's not your typical Joburg lifestyle. It's literally the outskirts. You'll swear you are somewhere in beautiful KZN in the mountains there while you in Joburg.
Correct.
So I would suggest that people actually go check out your Facebook page and see. So now tell me, bro, in the industry, the challenges that you are facing, like right now there's COVID lockdown, but sounds like you've been busy. I don't know how. I want to get to that because I don't understand. Just please explain that to me, because you've been telling me you're busy with clients. I've been trying to get a hold of you, and no, bro, listen, I can't talk right now. I've got clients.
Yes.
So how has that affected you, during COVID?
Okay, cool. Yeah. So the first hard lockdown was very, very challenging. It was like everyone was like they're in prison. Yes, everybody was actually affected, and that made me understand between the cash flow and the balance sheet, right? So if in your business, if you don't actually have enough, you don't have a big balance sheet, then definitely in times like these, you will be affected big time, right? And of course, this was unprecedented, right? And even those big businesses that we have been looking up to, they have been affected, or even some of them they've actually folded.
Yes.
So what kept me going is that I started writing, because I like my history. I've got a lot of books on history, Joburg, and I started writing. So to keep abreast with my audience. So if you are playing on social media and you have this business, you want to keep on being present and getting your audience engaged. So what I started is I started a series. Every day I would share with people the history of Joburg.
Okay.
From anything about Joburg. You're talking of the individuals. You're talking about the events, like there was an explosion of the dynamites, 56 tons of dynamites which actually exploded in Abram.
Ooh.
Back in the days, in the 1896, 1893, 1896, somewhere there. So you share those stories with people, and some people they didn't actually know that actually happened in Josie. And how did Josie come about? Who actually found gold? Who were the pioneers of Joburg? So I was actually sharing that. So for 60 days, 60 consecutive days, I wrote up about Joburg and sharing the pictures from the old days. And that, you know what that did was people, they were engaged. They were looking forward, because now I had everybody was actually in it was actually like a captive audience, because people, they couldn't go anywhere. They were just there. They were looking for things to do, and where were they looking for them? Online.
Yes.
And, yes. And my page was actually one of those pages that people would actually go to. And what happened was they were sharing with their families and with their friends to say, hey, did you know about Josie? Did you know about this? Did you know about this event? And that made my following actually even pick up. So that's what I was actually doing. And then when the lockdown was uplifted to level 4, I think. Yeah, when it was said that we have 3 hours in the morning from 6 to 9 to go train and stuff like that.
Yes, I remember.
So because I like cycling. What I did was I put on my GoPro. And the power of the phone, and then I started riding around in town, in the CBD and everywhere, and I would go live. So I would now, instead of my writing now, so what I did now, I was connecting the stories that I was giving them in my writing to the now visuals, to say, okay, I wrote up about that story. Do you remember I'm actually in Marshalltown? Who was Marshall? And here I am. This is where this building was. So in actual fact, I was giving them a virtual tour, but they were not there. I was there, and I was showing them around.
Wow. Just to stop you, brother, because that's a very good idea. Lockdown or no lockdown, let's say you just want to get started. That's like one of the simplest things that you can do. Just one of the simplest things, and say, hey, listen, guys, instead of going out and preparing to go partying, let me sleep early on a Friday, Saturday morning, get on a bicycle and start cycling around and just like capture this footage.
Exactly.
Wow.
And just go live.
Yeah.
You create your page on Facebook, go live, and you share with people.
Wow.
And it's just getting started. You just have to do it, and don't judge yourself. You don't actually have to be perfect. You just be you, who you are. That's it. And know your story. That's it. Yeah. So that helped a lot. And then what you know that what actually did now is that we want to actually follow this guy. When the lockdown is now lifted up, when we want to go and have a real experience, if we want to actually go to those spaces he's talking about, this is the guy to go with. And hence,
that's why.
I think that's why.
That's why you've been busy, because I've been trying. Like today, I want to document this thing properly. Like, because honestly, people don't believe. Like this man, we started talking last week Friday. Today the date is the 18th of August, right? When I'm recording this video.
Yes.
So you can count Friday before that. And he said to me, no, bro, I'm actually on tour. I'm like, Aibo, what does it mean he's on tour? What does it mean that I'm actually working? What does it mean he's on tour? How is he even getting clients? And I walked to a page, I'm like, Aibo, this man is on tour. How is this thing happening? That makes sense. That makes total sense. So whoever is watching this, I'm hoping you guys are actually picking up these gems, because this is free information you're getting. This guy should be charging. He should be charging us like thousands of rands for what he's giving us, because this is free information, and they will help you if you want to get started in actually becoming like a tour guide, especially the township. Listen to this man. This man is actually speaking the truth. Okay, cool. I can continue, my brother.
Yes. So so there you go. As you said, lockdown or no lockdown, make things happen for yourself. Don't say, oh no, because I'm actually in the lockdown, or I can't do anything. No, you can do something, because of the power of the social media and the power of the phone that we actually have. As long as you've got airtime, as long as you, instead of using Facebook now for other things, why not use it for your own good and marketing you and what you like, what you're passionate about, and that it is the intellectual property that you will build in your business. You can actually package that, and actually you never know you can actually sell it.
That is crazy, because speaking about that, there's also something that you said. You said you started blogging. There's a lady I interviewed. I said I spoke to on the same Friday. We started talking. There's a lady I interviewed who works for Devon Tourism. She said the same thing. She said, listen, if you, she said something about blogging, like just start a blog, like a simple blog.
Yes.
When you go and you capture pictures, you post it, because, and now it's even better because it's Facebook. There's no need for you to have a website where there's going to blog. You can literally just have your own small page where you can say, I am Ratata's tourism guide, and then I just take pictures and I start blogging and writing things and start building a social media following, and then obviously that will translate into you now attracting customers and everything, because people do watch. Like for instance, with me, I've been in Johannesburg for like since 2017. I've never really been where you have been. I know Joburg from the building sort of. So when I saw your page, I was like, this guy can't be in Joburg. This guy's lying. This is not Joburg. Where is this place? Now that makes sense. Obviously, with a passion, you discover new things. You push yourself to actually find new destinations where you just gonna, and you for yourself, you enjoying those places, and then other people are gonna eventually say, hey, actually you wanna go hang out with Mr. Kennedy. That is very, very smart. And these are jewels that are very, very important that you just dropped right now. I really hope that the young people are watching this, because they still have the energy to actually do this thing and start something, instead of saying, I'm sitting at home, there's no jobs, I'm sitting at home. Township tourism is an actual thing. People actually wanna go. There's people, let's say, like for instance, a person who will come from a different province, not even overseas, just a different province, and say, hey, listen, I'm coming to Devon for the Devon July. Make an example for the Devon July. What else can we do? I'm gonna be there from Thursday till Monday morning. What else can you do besides Devon July, besides going to the clubs? Can I go see the township? Can I go do 1, 2, and 3? And that's when you capitalize as a young person and say, hey, listen, I have a blog, I've been blogging. Can I try and find a way of connection with other entities? Because another thing, partnering up with people is also a thing. Maybe you partner up with 10 BNBs in your area. You partner up with 10 BNBs in your area and say, hey, listen, if you guys have guests who are coming over and visiting and wanna have, listen, give them my card, I can show them around our townships. You know what I mean? Like a simple thing like that. It doesn't have to be extremely complicated.
No.
Wow.
People are looking for the authentic experiences, and the township is actually one of those. You know, you have to start where you are. And as you have actually said, I mean, you know what, the possibilities are just endless. You know, this day and age, if you have to actually do, you actually have to blame yourself, right? That you didn't get started with something. Just get started. Things must not be perfect. Just get started. You know, so you have got your cell phone, you've got your airtime. You've got you have created the page on Facebook. You have a page on Instagram. Just pump that.
Sorry. Oh, sorry. Hey, another client is calling now. Talk to them later. I'm sorry about that. So people just get started. There's many. I mean, all of us, we say, we're waiting for things when things are perfect. Things will never be. Never. If you want to wait for things to be perfect, they will never be. They will never be. You know, so it's now. If you want to get started now, and just take it from there. There's a book that I read, was Start Where You Are. All right. That is by Chris Gardner. Chris Gardner is the guy who did the Will Smith movie. Do you remember the Pursuit of Happiness? Yes.
Right, and Will Smith was playing Chris Gardner.
Oh, okay. I know that story. Right. He was a mathematician. That guy. Yes.
He was actually doing some trading and stock trading and stuff like that.
Yes.
But he made it. He has actually made it to where he is. So he actually says that you have to actually to start where you are. In actual fact, for me, I actually had to look inside me. It's my passions. Start where you are. What do you have? What can you give? That's where you actually start. And then you go in your area and say, okay, cool. What do I have in my area that I can actually share with other people out there. If I've got visitors, if I've got, what can I talk about? If I'm here in Kwamashu or wherever I am, what can I talk about? What is the history of this township? How did it start? When did it start? And you start digging, and you start that history, and you share with people, and that's it. That's how it actually gets started. I mean, I'm here based in Parktown. I started looking around. What do I have in Parktown? I have the houses of those mine owners, the landlords. Okay, so how do I have access to these homes? Because that is the history that I need actually to tell people. That's what I have in my area. Parktown was the second suburb of Joburg, right? You know that. Okay.
I didn't know that. No.
Yeah, okay, so it was actually the second suburb of Joburg, and it was actually the first suburb to have manicured gardens. And those are the little details. And when you share with people, say, yes, here's where the first house of Parktown was. And you take them around and you connect that. And that's it. So that's how I actually got started.
Wow, that's you've dropped jewels, brother, and wow, like you've really blown my mind today, because I was not expecting this. I was expecting you to say, no, I started this thing, I spent this much money, I spent this many years, because a lot of people we have here say stuff like that, but now you just literally went 180 on me, and it's literally something that a kid with a matric can actually say, hey, if you're passionate about history, you're passionate about, because sometimes you take gap years and say, I don't know what to study, but I love history.
Correct.
Yes. I love sharing information, so let me try and see how I can connect these two things. Because if you love history, definitely there's no way you won't love tourism, because if you love history and you have a passion for history, definitely being a tourist is the next best thing when it comes to that. So all those guys out there who are studying history and then people are laughing at you and saying, hey, you can only be a lawyer or whatever. There's other options as well. You don't have to stay. If you're still not aware, not sure what you want to do after matric, listen, why don't you just become a tour guide? Exactly. Moving away from there in Newcastle, Dundee. I'm just naming the places in KZN or Lund. I'm just the KZN because that's where I'm from. That's why I know. Even in Soweto. Yes, in Soweto. Toga. Why don't you just do that and say, hey, listen, instead of me sitting around when I'm taking a gap year, let me just start blogging about Pretoria. What's stopping me from blogging about Pretoria, taking pictures on Instagram, putting them up? You'll see things start happening, because there's a belief that we have that if you do something, eventually things end up working out. If you do something and you believe in it, you believe in yourself and you care about it, things end up working out. A year ago, I was struggling to get these interviews done. And then during the lockdown, wait a minute, people are at home. It's much easier to interact now. Why don't I just pick up where I left last year, and here we are. You are basically going to be maybe our episode number 31. Think about that. 31 episodes.
You are an example for that. Kudos to you.
Yes. Thanks, man. No, listen, brother.
Well done, and keep that passion.
Yes, brother. No, thank you very much. No, brother, let me not keep you for long. I just wanted to see if you have any other tools that you'd share with young people, because you've dropped a lot of them. If there's anything you forgot to mention before we actually end our interview.
Okay, all right, okay. So what is very important is don't think that it's impossible. It is possible. That is right. And the other thing is that maybe you think you need to have a big capital to start something. I bought 4 bikes for about maybe it was 10K, but I didn't even need those bikes, because I started my tours just taking people around, walking. You know what I'm saying? Taking them to a house, and they started actually paying me. And I saw that I made enough money that I didn't even need to have had those 4 bikes at first. Right?
So basically you had an expense that you didn't need.
That I didn't need. So I didn't need to have the capital. Yeah. So you can literally, somebody comes to KZN and comes in your area, you have actually advertised yourself. You don't need any capital. It's your capital that you're putting in is your intellectual property. That idea and putting action to it, and then packaging it, and then selling it. Airtime, Facebook, Instagram. Period.
That's it. Things that everybody has right now. It's no longer like, man, I'm not even on Instagram.
I know.
Okay, Thank you, brother. Thank you for sharing your knowledge and your experience, and all the best in the future. People who are watching this, please book this man. Go to his Facebook page and book this man. Just flooding with inboxes and say, hey, I want you to be on talk. He does amazing work. You'll be surprised. I don't know how he was able to pull it off. During a lockdown. Let me see. Somebody's asking something here. Can you make
somebody saying, can you
horizontal? No, they want. No, I'm not doing that. You may make your phone vertical. How? Make your phone vertical. Hey, people, brother. Before you go, we have a beautiful slogan we say here with all our guests. Can we say? We normally say ratata, career corner, ratata. Repeat it, my brother.
Okay, ratata. Career corner, ratata.
Number 1, dream big, think sharp, educate yourself.
That's it.
Cut. We're out.